Our presenters this evening shall help us with the reflection on this book. And the first of our presenters at our very distinguished head table is perhaps the longest serving, correct me if I'm wrong, Prime Minister of Jamaica. The Most Honorable P.J. Patterson needs no introduction, but one must always be reminded of our people and how they have come to be with us at any given moment in time. So we all know that he studied law at the London School of Economics. He began political activity like many who have entered the political arena. He began at the UWI, where he was one of the founders of the political club. You know, there was a time when UE students were part rabble-rouser, part thought leader, always involved in shifting and changing and impacting the national course of things. In 1955, Mr. Patterson took part in a UE project, which brought him into contact with several prominent members of the People's National Party. And that, of course, would be a day that I'm sure he has not ever forgotten and remembers always as the beginning of his sojourn and journey with this institution. He has had a distinguished cabinet career. He was appointed Prime Minister of Jamaica in March of 1992. He has many, many achievements. He is known, recognized, and respected nationally, regionally, and internationally. And so, please welcome to the podium, to the lectern, the Most Honorable P.J. Patterson, O.N., O.C.C., O.E., K.C. Yes, you can clap him.
I'm going to refer to you as dear friends, because that's what you all are. We should all regard the publication of this, the first of two creative and erudite literary works by the Honorable Errol Miller, as a timely and significant landmark during the year when Jamaica celebrates its Diamond Jubilee. Our launch today relates to the independence years. The companion volume, soon to follow, will narrate our history as a people and serve to remind us that our struggle to exercise the democratic freedoms we enjoy today had different phases, but it has been a single, continuous journey that must be pursued by generations yet to come. West Indian opening batsmen are no longer in the habit of making runs or staying very long at the wicket. And with a galaxy of formidable stroke players to follow, I want to confine my presentation to a few simple points. What was spawned in 1979 as the Electoral Advisory Committee emerged when confidence in our electoral system faced a crisis. Our political leaders realized we were in danger of going over the precipice. So political will, combined with academic and human capital, had to be invested to avert the destruction of our nation. The Electoral Commission, which exists today, is a shining star on the global frontier. It has been tried, tested, and proven. We, the people of Jamaica, have designed and established a system which can stand comparison with one anywhere else in the world. It could well point the way, even for developed countries, to demonstrate how threats can be averted in vintage democracies by any persistent refusal to accept the legitimate verdict of electoral defeat. No one today can deny that crime, violence have escalated to cataclysmic levels, which imperil the safety and comity of our entire nation. The entire social order is in danger of imminent collapse. Professor Miller's book provides a number of invaluable insights on how, together as one, we may once again further advance governance in the country and what he calls hedge against aggression. He advocates a zeitgeist of governance with a tripartite framework that involves our political parties and civil societies in critical areas. It is against this background I extend the areas he has enumerated, and I dare to suggest once again that we cannot discard a template which combines nonpartisan and professional leadership with the active engagement of political acumen, where the legislative capacity is vested as the best and perhaps the only vehicle to secure our salvation from the terror of criminal subjugation. If we are to avoid going over the brink, we desperately need to unleash the EAC model to remove all partisan contentions that would destroy the terrible monster of crime and violence. Among the most profound observations in the Patterson report on the transformation of education is one which has unfortunately so far attracted little attention in the public discourse. He wrote, and here I quote, "Few societies bear the stamp of its past more than Jamaica, and its history should be one cornerstone of learning at all levels." That illuminating report postulates that schools should not treat civics as an enrichment area, but rather as core curriculum that must be on the timetable of all schools. Our colonial masters taught us what they wanted us to learn about them, and deliberately caused us to know as little about the truths of ourselves as it suited them. The revealing scholarship of Professor Miller examines the transition from slavery to sovereignty while dispelling the myth of, quote, the good old days, unquote. It provides irrefutable evidence of the compelling need, and it should be a useful tool to teach civics in order to grasp the realities and challenges of nationhood. Our electorate needs to realize the essence of nationhood and the inherent dangers we face with a continuing decline in exercising the franchise for which our ancestors fought, and the right to choose our government by the majority vote of all our people, which is so vital to sustaining our democratic authority, credibility, and legitimacy. In the presence of our Vice Chancellor, who is also head of the Caribbean Examination Council, I make this urgent plea. The time has come for our universities, our tertiary institutions, our secondary and primary schools to make it compulsory for our students to know from where we came, what has informed the shape of our multiracial society in order to determine where and how we want to go. Professor Miller's tour de force should become a compulsory part of our educational curriculum, alongside other distinguished works of diligent research and incisive analyses which are already available. I strongly commend these two masterpieces of our illustrious author and dedicated public servant, Professor Errol Miller, which highlights signposts for the future as part of the knowledge armory for the education and training of our students as we seek to chart our own destiny in our own region for generations yet to come. And may I suggest that there is no better Christmas present than buying this book.